Good morning, traders. This is Tony D from easyMarkets. We do have a little bit of volatility follow through from Friday. Risk off is being compounded here by the news that Merkel's coalition talks. They still haven't formed a new party over after the elections. They went to negotiations to form a coalition, and that fell apart today. So what we have over in Germany is a leaderless situation, might lead to a second round of elections. Definitely on the face of it negative for the euro. I'm not sure how big a story will be, given that European politics are dysfunctional generally, and these grand coalitions have always had a little bit of issue. And also, if there is an election in Germany, I mean, it's not the most radically different sort of state there. So in terms of how much selling you're going to get from this story, it's hard to tell. But at the first point, we'll see if it is more than a 24-hour story today. But from these levels, with the euro being under pressure, it does open the door here for that US dollar to get stronger. If some good news regarding the tax plan was to come out tonight or in the next couple of days, make it a little bit more difficult for the euro rally to continue. The tax plan has been fairly muted over the weekend. There was some positive news, given that Trump said he's ready to abandon to remove the Senate Obamacare provision. So they were trying to sneak in the Obamacare repeal at the same time as they were passing the tax cuts. If they had to drop that, Trump said he was fine with that as a compromise. That does sound a little bit more like he's open to negotiate. Perhaps we'll get a deal. Markets, could be taking that as positive. Wasn't the hugest shock though, given that there was not much support for that Obamacare repeal in the House version. So, there hasn't been too much lead, and if anything, the DAX is leading down, causing a little bit of selling pressure here in the Nikkei and also in the US 30, as it's probably going to be a negative day over in Germany. The dollar yen has been finding support at 112. Nothing crazy so far in terms of bounces. Been capped at 112.20. Gold has pulled back a little from its highs on Friday, from 12.95 down to 12.90. 1300 is still in view as potential target. The big interesting news I find is happening on Bitcoin with the break above 8,000. Now, this has failed to lead to any follow-through stop losses or continuation so far, but still the price action is very positive, and the dips have been bought pretty aggressively so far. So it was testing 8,000 on Friday, pulled back 7,500. Now it's rallied again to fresh highs. That's the sort of thing you want to see in an uptrend. So it's looking pretty solid. The pound as well could potentially be in play today, given that news is that there's going to be a second offer presented from the UK to the European Union before the European Council meeting next month, and this is going to open up hopefully the door to some sort of agreement in terms of the UK's access to Eurozone for the next 2 years. Now, the updated offer is supposed to be increased in size, and you may see that come through in terms of positivity in the pound. If it was to get details there, or get some positive reception or some momentum behind the idea that a deal is closer than currently expected, the deadline is by the second week of December, so it's coming up there, and so it should definitely become a bigger story in the next couple of weeks. How close is it to getting a deal? If they don't get a deal, that's very, very negative, because the European Union won't have an ability to go to the next stage until March next year, and we've always seen UK businesses threaten to start leaving or start preparing their exit strategies and holding off any investment strategies, more importantly, in the UK until they get some clarity. So the sooner the better. That's why it's such a big story. Alright guys, give us a call if you want to have a chat about the market, or if you want to look at some of these pairs, or if you're looking at the price action. The only trade that we've entered because of that divergence in the news between Europe and UK is a short on the euro pound. Alright, so that takes advantage of any positive news regarding the Brexit in upcoming days, and also you get some exposure to the euro if there is going to be some sort of negative follow through because of the German election chaos. We'll see you tomorrow.